Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hi, I'm Amy Rogers, and this is your Golf Central update. Jon Rahm hasn't played since testing positive for COVID before the Olympics. He talked with Todd Lewis today before the Northern Trust.
I've been home for quite a bit. I'm not used to that in summer, and as good as that was, towards the end I was craving the competition, right? Especially with how tight all those Sundays have been. I'm like, man, I want to be part of that. You know, it's really fun to be in a Sunday when a lot of people have a chance to win, and being cooped up at home was not my ideal way to spend it as part of a summer. But hey, at the same time, I'll take the break. I'll take the time off with my son, and again, if anything, I come a little bit more rested to the playoffs and with, a lot more enthusiasm. Not that I have any lack of enthusiasm, but, really excited to be out here.
What do you think a break like that would do for you from a competition perspective?
I have no idea, because I never have had any break like this in the middle of the season. I could expect a little bit of rust just because, not playing competitive golf for a while, it can happen, especially with everybody else has been competing nonstop. But again, I think my advantage is going to come the next few weeks. When it starts getting hot and humid, the extra rest is always going to come in handy mentally and physically, right? So I wouldn't say anything per se this week, but to the coming weeks, I think it does come to my advantage.
You've done a lot in your short career already, including winning a major championship this year. What would the FedEx Cup mean to you if it was on your resume?
It would be big, I'm not going to lie. It is a tough event to win, and luckily I come into the playoffs in a really high position. So hopefully I can play good in the next two and give myself the best chance, right? The goal is to get up there number one and have a little bit of a lead going into the Tour Championship, and that's exactly what the goal is right now. So I'm looking forward to having the opportunity. But while we're here, I'll focus week to week, right? Each day we have something to accomplish, we have a goal to accomplish, and again, trying to shoot the lowest possible, and that should take care of itself.
And final thing, over these next 3 weeks, how much attention do you pay to your position in the standings, or maybe how you need to improve your positions by finishing in a certain spot here or there?
Listen, I probably won't be looking at it at all, just because I know a birdie is always going to be better. So at the same time, we're here to try to win a tournament, right? So I'll be trying to do everything I can to shoot the lowest score possible. And again, what happens on the leaderboards in the FedEx Cup is a complete correlation to what happens on the golf course and what I do, right? So I know what a bogey might do, I know what a birdie might do. So that's exactly what I'm thinking. The only time you probably have to look at it is at least like when it might actually make a difference about winning or not winning, right? But up until then, try to make as many birdies as possible to try to get there as high as possible.
Man.
Jon Rahm begins his FedEx Cup playoffs Thursday at 1:06 Eastern at the Northern Trust. He'll be teeing off with Harris English and Abraham Ancer. Ancer, fresh off his first win of his career in Memphis, could be a sneaky pick to win the FedEx Cup playoffs, and he likes what he sees at Liberty National.
It's a beautiful golf course, a beautiful layout. It's got a good mix of holes. It's in great shape. It's in phenomenal shape. You got some gettable holes, but then you got a lot of holes that you got to be extremely precise. I love that kind of golf. Some beautiful views of the city, the Statue of Liberty. The only time that I played here, I had a good finish 2 years ago. So it's a golf course that I feel comfortable, and hopefully we get the same result this week.
And now to the final major of the year for the women. Lydia Ko's best finish at the AIG Women's Open came in 2015 when she finished tied for third. She'll have an early tee time Thursday at 2:58 a.m. Eastern. She's paired with Jennifer Kupcho and Ayako Udiwe of Japan, and Ko knows she is up for a big challenge at Carnoustie.
This might be the trickiest British Open I've played yet. I've heard a lot about this place. I've watched it when the guys played a few years ago, and obviously it's held the championship quite a lot of times. It's. I think you have to be strategic around here. Somebody told me, hey, don't go, make sure to keep out of the bunkers. But I think that's the case at pretty much every links golf we play. But no, I think there are some holes where it is a bit more of a factor than maybe some of the other golf courses. So yeah, it's tricky, but at the end of the day, everybody plays the same golf course. So you play with what you get, and I'm just going to enjoy it out here. It's going to be a great experience, and I'm excited to be at a golf course where there's so much history here.
You've essentially been winning, well, professionally golfs for what, 10 years, 14, when you won your first kind of professional title. Do you look 10 years down the line and see what Lydia Ko would still like to achieve over the next few years?
I kind of set a goal of retiring around 30, so
30.
I'm hoping to not play when I'm 34. I love this game, yes, but I feel like there's a lot of other things that I would also like to do in my life. I try and not get too focused on, what may happen. Obviously, I have goals, and doing the career Grand Slam is definitely one of my biggest goals as a golfer. I think the thing is just being injury free and being able to play, and with our sport or with anything, when you keep doing constant movements, there's a little bit of the wear and tear, and I think not being injured is also a very big thing as well. So I don't know what I'll be doing. I think only time will tell. But, for now, I just enjoy it and be grateful that I have the opportunity to, play on tour.
Sofia Popov will begin her title defense at 7:05 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. She'll be joined by Se-Young Kim and Jessica Korda. Popov hasn't won in 2021. She has top 40 finishes in her last 7 starts, but she thinks she's close to figuring it out.
I think that it's actually in a better spot than I think it is. I think that I had some, I think about 5-6 weeks ago, I think just playing so much kind of made me a little bit tired. And I think a couple mistakes were creeping in starting at the US Open, especially after that week in Vegas. That was just really long and grueling. So I've been trying to kind of keep it very, very simple. I think I've overcomplicated things a little bit for myself these last few weeks, trying to be that perfect ball striker that I think I can be, but it's just not necessary around here. Like, you just have to pick good targets and miss the ball in the right spots. And I think that's what I'm getting back at. I think these practice rounds have been very good. And I think it's a lot more, I think, mental effort for me than it is physical effort right now. So just kind of keeping my head in the game and making sure I stay very focused and especially on some of the tougher shots.
Sofia said it's been a little bit emotional. Can you tell us what those feels were when you first, you saw your car parking spot and you've entered into the championship and your face is everywhere?
Yeah, literally everywhere. I just think it's, it takes a while. Like, you only realize it once you get on site and you do see your face everywhere and you realize, oh my God, it's been a year now. And this is the event, that changed so much for me. And I think up until last week, it was more of just a regular season and just keep playing. And then once I kind of set foot out here, it was like, okay, I think I'm coming here to truly enjoy this week. Regardless of what happens. It's been, I think this is my 6th or 7th week on the road now. So obviously we're all, it's kind of the highlight of the summer, more or less, for myself. And, but again, we're all a little bit tired probably at this point, but I think this is kind of making me and energizing me a lot, just to be here and just the excitement surrounding the event.